ready to tag in and experience the world of professional wrestling like never before? Welcome to the Hot Tag Podcast with Billy and Sal. Salvatore, it's episode 6.
That deep already, huh?
Man, let me tell you, it's only a matter of time before we're at the 100th episode. And
Jesus Christ.
I think for that stupendous event, we have to have a very special guest. I mean, what is Hulk Hogan doing these days?
I was thinking more like The Rock. He seems to be a little free right now. So.
I know a junkie that lives on Pebble Road. I think that's as close as we're going to get.
Pebble Road.
Yeah. It doesn't have a street name, though, like a street sign. It's weird. It's hard to find. You got to make a left by the crossing guard. It's strange. So,
Road.
Speaking of The Rock, did you watch SmackDown? Did you watch? Anybody else watch SmackDown? Did you guys live under a rock?
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Folks, let me tell you, okay? If you haven't seen Friday Night SmackDown, this guy returned. The Rock, the People's Champion, the Brahma Bull, the Great One.
I don't know if they made mention of it on TV because I had the volume down. But did you notice that all three of them were wearing the exact same outfit?
Yeah, they did mention it.
Okay.
I think. No, I don't think they mentioned it. I think there were memes about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're all in like black pants, a black guinea tee, and a fucking chain.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like the thing, I guess, if you have muscles. We don't have muscles. I mean, I'm sure we have them.
They're hiding.
Yeah, they're hiding a little bit.
They're hiding.
So yeah,
they're hibernating.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson came back on SmackDown, opened the show. Pat McAfee, brought him out. Had a little segment with Austin Theory, hit a people's elbow. Then Pat McAfee hit a people's elbow, or a patty elbow. What are your thoughts? I have a lot of thoughts on this, and I know you have some thoughts on this. So you actually told me, hey, I got some thoughts on this. So I'm actually excited to hear your opinion on this.
It's not so much about this that I'm feeling strongly about. This was really cool. Yeah. It's more of what he said on the Pat McAfee show and what now is the speculation going into, WrestleMania season. But as far as SmackDown goes, I thought it's always cool to see The Rock. It's always cool when he like just pops up and does something. It's The Rock. I read something too somewhere that The Rock is the same age now as like Hogan was when he got back to the WWF. Bruno when he came back to manage his son, things of that nature. And it's like you put it into like I remember what they looked like at that age, and this guy walking around like that is nuts. But
he looks great for his age.
Good for Austin Theory. The guy's younger than us by like a decade. Not that young, but that's got to be cool. Like imagine just like over the last year and a half, whatever. He got stunned by Austin. Yeah. He did something with Cena. He beat Cena actually at WrestleMania. He's doing something with The Rock. That's some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely getting his ass kicked by the Attitude Era guys.
Hey, listen, but you know what?
It's a great rub. Yeah, it's a great rub for him.
I mean, like I said, it's cool. It's very cool. I don't know if you want to get into now what
the after effects of The Rock being on TV.
Yeah. So when he talked about on McAfee's show, I don't know if you've seen the clip, but basically it was like
I did.
He had met with Nick Khan and Vince McMahon about possibly doing something with Roman, I guess, at WrestleMania last year.
WrestleMania 39.
Yeah. For whatever reason, didn't materialize. And now he's saying that he would be open to doing something this coming WrestleMania. And if that's the case, unless they're planning on doing something where Cody challenges the winner, they, like, and have that main event night one and then
Yeah.
Cody main event night two, you're really like, first of all, Rock cannot beat Roman, right? So now Roman beats him at WrestleMania. That's like setting up another year-long, basically another year of a title run for Roman after that.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, up until this point, I have been okay with it. I've been more than okay. I've actually really enjoyed the run for the most part. But it's like about that time, like we got to start. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we're all tired of seeing Roman win.
Well,
I
not that
think
just,
I
I
think
want to
that's
see him
where
do
it's
something
coming to
different.
the point. Yeah.
Right. I want to see him do something different. Which I know goes into what you're gonna, you got something you want to talk about later about Roman Reigns, but I just struggle to see how you could have this run, title run, go past WrestleMania. So again, unless it's going to be Rock and Roman night one, winner fights Cody the next night for the belt. I'm not that I'm not interested, but I'd much rather see Cody and Roman too than Rock
Yeah.
and Roman.
So, my personal opinion, and we posted something on social media today, on our TikTok, Instagram, our Facebook. If you guys are not following us, make sure you scan the QR code right in between me and Sal here, and you'll take you to all our social media and give us a follow. Because who wouldn't want to hear these two crazy motherfuckers talk about wrestling? Am I right?
Right.
But my personal opinion is, I think Roman's got to lose the belt at WrestleMania.
Right.
Now,
So what?
this is the sticky situation. The rumor mill is flying. I don't know if The Rock helped or hurt that rumor mill because of the Pat McAfee show of him saying that he was good to go to wrestle Roman at 39, and then it fell through. But where does it leave Cody now? So Cody cannot go after Seth.
No.
That's not how he finishes a story.
Right.
Cody has to go after Roman.
Yeah, that's 100% it. There's no other option.
But then, okay, I don't think it will be The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania because that match does not need the title. The title has to be off of Roman before The Rock and him step foot in the ring. That's a huge match, and they could do it like, who's the real tribal chief? Whatever, we'll do a Paul Heyman on a pole match or something. But yeah, I don't think they need the title. They don't need the title for that. So I don't foresee it happening at Mania. Now, they are
also look at it this way: if they put the title up for grabs in that match, I think it's like they're telegraphing. It's like a foregone conclusion who's going to win. Because The Rock ain't beating him for the belt. Now, listen, in no way am I thinking Roman Reigns is ever going to lose to The Rock. But if there's no title at stake, you'll have me questioning it a little bit easier. Like, all right, maybe I could see them pulling it off,
Yeah. It could be.
Where do you do it, though? If not this year at WrestleMania, do you do a SummerSlam?
So apparently, WWE is hosting a huge event. I forgot where it was, but it's a venue. I'm going to look it up. It's a venue that they have like 60,000 seats. And it's in a stadium.
Is this the Australia thing?
Yeah, it's in Australia. I could see that taking place there.
You know what? If they want to make that big, yeah.
Rock and Roman. Now, again, you don't need the belt, but you could put it on the line and have The Rock lose. I mean, that's not that big of a deal.
No, but I just think it's like you said. It's like you don't need it.
But now, here's another thing. What happens the next night after WrestleMania? We always get a nice surprise. So my theory is you have Roman and Cody at Mania night 2. Cody beats him. He finishes the story. Roman Reigns in the ring, or Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, probably SmackDown. Pissed off at, just going off on whoever's in the ring with him, Solo, Paul Heyman. Rock's music hits. He walks out, gives him the rock bottom, puts the red thing around his neck or whatever, and then they set up a year-long build to the next WrestleMania. I could totally see that happening. Now, I don't know if The Rock could commit to something like that, though.
I don't think he
That's
can
my
commit to
problem.
anything. That's such a long. Like
Yeah.
he did it with the Cena thing, obviously, but that's such like a long thing, like so far away to commit to. You know.
I also feel like this striker, the strikers, this actor strike, like they kind of have to pull the trigger soon. If The Rock's gonna work something, I don't even think he's ring ready though.
Probably not. He hasn't been in a ring in what, a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think
Could have been a
if they're
one-off
gonna-
thing.
What happened?
Do you think it could have been just a one-off thing? They just wanted to show, hey, we merged TKO,
That
UFC,
could be it too,
WWE.
yeah, for sure. Because he
We
pops
got
up like that once in a
$22
while.
billion deal. Would throw
Right.
$500,000 at The Rock for a 10-minute appearance.
He pops up from randomly sometimes, so like I could see that. But it's also when he mentioned it, that morning,
Yeah.
like on the McAfee show, like I don't know if I'm Vince or Nick Khan or Triple H, I'm a little like, unless they told him to say that, I'm a little like, come on, bro, what are you doing? Like, we got something cooking here that we need to address, and you're kind of throwing a monkey wrench. But again, if he's willing to come in and main event night one, Roman, and it'll give Roman an out if he loses to Cody on night two, like, or you know what you could do is rocking Roman main event and then have Cody work with somebody else earlier in the night, and he beats them like a number one contenders type thing, beats them, and then they both worked a match the night before. You know what I mean? Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So it's The Rock 100% threw a monkey wrench into everybody's plans. So it seems. It probably didn't.
Yeah, if they didn't know he was going to say that and he just went on national television and started saying, "Yeah, I'm ready."
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a little like, if I'm running the company, I'll be a little like, dude.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
he was like, listen, if Roman is down for WrestleMania 40, what's up? I'm open. That's what he said. I'm open.
That's crazy.
So, oh my God, unless, I don't know, man. I just feel bad for Cody. I have a feeling Cody's going to mention this on Monday Night Raw tomorrow night.
Well, what's annoying is you're building Cody as your top baby face, right? Like, he's going to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's going to happen. And you want him to beat Roman. And are you really going to delay that because a guy that may or may not be able to do it, granted it's The Rock, but The Rock's not going to be there the next night, leading the charge of your company.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes will be. Like, do you want to delay that for a guy that might just go back to Hollywood once the strike's over? Who knows?
Yeah, somebody wrote
I don't
in the
know
comments,
enough about that situation to really like put a timetable on that. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, the only thing I know about it is, these artificial intelligence is ruining everything. Thanks, Elon Musk. Yeah, this is like it's becoming madness in my eyes. And let's jump back into The Rock's actual return to SmackDown. I have a couple things to say about it.
I know you were telling me I don't think I agree with you, but I remember you saying the other night that you felt the type of way. So let's hear it.
Yeah, so I was a little surprised, and now it could have been just because he's been away or whatever the case may be. But The Rock seemed to struggle on the mic a little bit. Now, listen, he definitely had the crowd in the palm of his hands, but he didn't seem as quick-witted as he normally is. Maybe I'm thinking too much of it. I just kind of noticed that. I was like, he said like certain things over and over and over and over again, and I felt like he couldn't get what he wanted to say out. Like he kept saying, like, "Let me tell you this," or whatever.
Well, he's always done that, though.
Yeah, but it seemed like it was a little awkward at one point in the segment. Austin Theory, I'm sorry, great look, young kid. He struggles on the mic, in my opinion. I just, I watch these guys sometimes, and like you watch a guy like LA Knight. Like, I don't want to keep blowing smoke up this guy's ass, but this guy beats The Miz, grabs the mic, cuts a great promo. Great promo. Probably, you know, just go spitting off the top of the dome. Most of it. Except probably for the Roman line, because they're probably Roman Reigns and LA Knight are probably going to work a program either at Survivor Series or Rumble. I'm thinking probably Rumble, because that's how you get him out of the Rumble picture, because a lot of people think he's going to win it.
If I had to assume, that's what I would. I don't think it'd be a Survivor Series. I feel like they're going somewhere. I mean, maybe though, actually, because it's 2 months away. Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, The Rock seemed like he struggled a little bit. I mean, again, he still had listen, that pop was absolutely bananas. I watched it 15 times today. I get goosebumps every single time. They had a great wide shot of the crowd. Every single person, fists in the air, stood off their seats. Like he blew the roof off the joint. And it was because it was a surprise too. Like, I didn't expect The Rock to come out.
Right, neither did I.
It was a great surprise.
I was actually, I wasn't watching it live, but I accidentally spoiled it for myself on Twitter.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time to me. But it was still a great pop. But yeah, something seemed a little off. Maybe he just has to get in there and kind of in the mix of
when
things.
was the last time he was on a live mic in front of a crowd? Like something as The Rock. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, he still did something cool. You know, he did the crowd, left and right, asshole, you are an asshole thing with Austin Theory, and I feel like that's gonna stick.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be doing that every single time this poor kid comes out. But yeah, man, I don't know. Austin Theory's got a great look, handsome dude, can move in the ring, but yeah,
very boring.
Struggles on the mic a bit.
Very bland, very boring.
Yeah.
I don't hate him, like you said. I think he has all the tools. He just hasn't figured it out.
He doesn't. So yeah, he doesn't have it. Remember, like that whole thing, Vince McMahon.
Who did he
say that about? He said that. Was it Daniel Bryan?
I think he does. I think he just has to find what it is. Like, he's got a great look. He's just
Yeah.
a little bland right now.
Yeah.
Listen, Stone Cold Steve Austin, before he was Stone Cold, was a little bland. I'm not saying Austin Theory's Stone Cold. I'm just saying.
Austin.
I think Rock, as Rocky Maivia, was the most bland individual in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Austin Theory needs to kick Jake the Snake Roberts' teeth in. That's the only way he's gonna get better in the ring. It's the only way.
Bro, I mean, sure.
No, I love Jake the Snake Roberts. Yeah, just a Damien, that snake, give me nightmares.
I'm terrified of snakes.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Have you seen this man lately?
I think he's on the back of a milk carton somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah. I was gonna pump out a video today, like a Where's Waldo, Where's Roman thing, but I got so depressed that the Jets lost that I just threw my phone in the ocean. But
I don't want to talk about the Jets. That was depressing.
It was very depressing. But Roman Reigns hasn't been on TV since, well, he hasn't wrestled a match since SummerSlam. I think that was like August 5th. And then he was at SmackDown the following week. And then that was it. We haven't, because I guess that's when like everything imploded with the bloodline. Haven't seen him since. Now, I know when he signed his contract early 2022, he signed for a lot, for less dates. But does Roman? So this is my question, and I want people to chime in. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think about this, because this is a pretty important question. Roman Reigns is huge star, right? And the next segment we're going to get into, I don't want to spoil it for people, but we're going to get into the PWI Top 500. Roman Reigns wasn't number one, and
he's only had like 7 matches all year. So
yeah, but is Roman Reigns that type of star where he could take off like a Brock Lesnar or a Rock or a Cena? Can Roman Reigns, does it feel like, does the title and his appearance feel more prestigious when he does that? Or is it kind of just like, yo, where the fuck has Roman been? TV's been boring. Like, come on, Roman, like, get your ass back on TV.
I think it's a combination of both. I think he absolutely, I don't think you want him on TV every week. But I also don't think you want him away from it as much as he is. I think there's a balance. I think I'm not saying he has to be on TV every single week and whatever, because that's a good way to like just make somebody stale and burn people out. But I mean, he's the heavyweight champion and he's been champion for like forever now,
Yeah.
and he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah. I mean, and listen, I
I don't know
know.
where, and it's like obviously it seems like they're leading to something with Styles. I don't know whether he's in the mix of the bloodline right now, him and Cena. So
It's
obviously it
so
seems like they're
weird.
going somewhere, right? But where is Roman Reigns? What is he doing? Like he needs to be at television. Hold on. He needs
Bless
to
you.
be on TV more. Thanks. He needs to be on TV more. Not saying again, I don't want to see him every week. I like the idea of him showing up once or twice a month, coming in, whatever. But like
Yeah.
you said, I think TV SmackDown's been good. Don't
Hmm.
get me wrong, especially this past week was good. But
Yeah.
it's still very like that's his show. He needs to be there. And the weeks when like The Rock and Cena aren't there and he isn't either, it's kind of like, eh. Especially now that the main storyline that was anchoring the show for the last 3 years is basically done. And now you
Yeah.
got like the background players, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, both very talented people, and I'm interested in it. But like now
Yeah.
they're kind of leading the charge on everything, and then it's but and now like what is Solo doing? Like all right, he's telling Paul Heyman he's basically doing what he wants. It's confusing me. I
It's
mean,
confusing
and
me
that's
too.
not bad. That's not bad though. Like I'm interested to see where they go. But again, this guy, the heavyweight champion of the world, needs to be show his face once a little bit more.
Yeah. I think there's so many different angles they can go, and I think this is brilliant on the part of WWE. They got us guessing. We can't see a straight path. Which that's what wrestling should be about.
I'm telling you, I want to see him. Maybe he'll come back in like a month, start
Yeah.
beef with Styles. That'll be a Survivor Series match, and then you hear the Cult of Personality come over the loudspeaker in Chicago,
This is
and there
another
goes,
thing.
and that's Roman Reigns' Royal Rumble program.
What if this guy comes back? Cody Rhodes is going to end up going back to AEW at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell is going to happen to Cody.
bro, he's gonna be like surpassed on the pecking order by two guys 45 or better.
Yeah. Oh my God. Fucking Cody, man. Poor Cody.
No, I seriously think that like in the weird, odd, unrealistic chance. Well, I don't want to say unrealistic, but in the small chance that Punk does show up at Survivor Series,
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna be somebody that Cody has to worry about
Yeah. Yeah.
bypassing. I don't think that's somebody that's got enough cachet within the WWE system
Yeah. It's a good word.
to, yeah. I mean, I think he does, but I think there's just so many. Like they're not gonna put him in the WrestleMania main event. At least not
With
above
CM Punk?
Cody. Yeah, no, I don't
No.
think.
Maybe night one. Maybe he goes after Seth. Maybe night one.
All right, you know what?
Give
Seth.
Gunther and LA Knight a program. That's what I would do.
I don't know. See, with LA Knight though, I feel like you gotta. I think LA
Okay.
Knight's gotta. He's
Who wins
gotta.
the Rumble?
You gotta go with him now. Like
Who
and
wins the Rumble?
what?
Who wins the Rumble?
I'm gonna say LA Knight.
Yeah?
Unless you know what? I'm gonna say him unless he's not in it for what you said. Maybe he's working with Roman or something that earlier, on the actual card. But
Yeah.
if he's in the match, I'm gonna go with him.
I'm going to say, this is my prediction. I'm going to say that Gunther and Chad Gable have another match. Chad Gable loses. We don't see Chad Gable for a little while. Maybe comes back repackaged. Gunther
You
versus
really
LA
can't
Knight.
stand this character of his, huh?
No, but I think Chad Gable can unlock something. Like he did what I asked him to do. Maybe he listened to us. Maybe not. Probably not.
Definitely not. He has no
Definitely
idea
not.
we exist.
Exactly. But he showed a more serious side to him on last week's show, and I loved it because he is such a talented worker, and he has a great look, and he reminds me so much of Kurt Angle. And I think he can, like, Kurt Angle was goofy, but Kurt Angle was also serious at times, and that's what really where the good matches came from. I think Gunther works eventually a program with LA Knight. LA Knight dethrones Gunther. Then you have CM Punk at the Rumble. CM Punk wins the Rumble. Listen to me. CM Punk wins the Rumble. Goes on to choose Seth. Cody goes after Roman, and that's main event 1 and 2. Night 1 and night 2. You got CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, 2 AEW guys versus 2 WWE guys. And I think I want to see. I want to see LA Knight win the Rumble. I'm a huge LA Knight fan right now. Listen. You fucking mark. That's me right now for LA Knight because he's just so good. I'm a mic guy. Like, I love when they could talk and he could talk. And he's good in the ring. But I don't know if I think they're going to swerve us. Maybe, I don't know if maybe LA Knight beats Gunther, whatever his name is, and then Gunther wins the Rumble maybe, goes after Seth. I don't know how, it's just, I can't.
I think Chad Gable has a better chance to win the Royal Rumble than CM Punk.
I think CM Punk is going to show up and probably work at House of Glory Wrestling. I don't think WWE is going to sign him.
He's going to go in there and interrupt the Amazing Red in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, exactly, and do a pipe bomb in the ring.
I mean, I can't see Punk winning the Rumble. I could see him working with Seth at, like, WrestleMania, but I can't see him winning the Rumble. I'm going to stay with LA Knight. To me, it's either LA, but though I could see Gunther. That wouldn't shock me at all, actually. Yeah. Here's my top 3. I'm going to say Knight, Gunther, and I'll say Cody Rhodes 3.
Okay. So can I do 3 too then?
Yes. CM Punk, Hulk Hogan, and Andre the Giant.
No, CM Punk. I don't think CM Punk's going to win the Rumble. I think he shows up at the Rumble for sure. But
don't you think he shows up? It wouldn't make more sense if you're going to have him pop up. Don't you think it makes more sense for him to show up in Chicago?
Yes, and I think he's going to be in the Rumble too, and I think he's going to...
Fine, he could be in it. But I also think if he shows up in Survivor Series, it's to kick off a program to work with Roman Reigns at the Rumble.
What did he say on that? He just did commentary for...
He's free for another 2 months or something?
He's free for another 2 months. What happens in 2 months? November, Survivor Series in his
That
hometown.
could be also him just, being...
Yeah.
He's a worker, brother.
CM Punk. Cody Rhodes. Cyrus DeVille.
Oh, God. Get that scrub out of there.
CM Punk. Cody Rhodes. And I don't even like CM Punk that much. You love CM Punk, and I'm giving him my number 1 pick here. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight. That's my top 3. I fear that LA Knight, they're gonna swerve us. Like, he's too expected to win, so they're not gonna make him win.
Looks like they're starting with him and Roman, though. Looks like the seeds are being planted, which is nice. And you know what I like about that? It's like it's them taking their time. They're not going crazy. It's just literally him and Paul Heyman last week. He gets on the mic and names everybody, including him this week, with Solo and Paul Heyman watching.
Did you hear when he mentioned Roman's name? That was the loudest pop that segment got.
And that's all it was, though. There was nothing else. They weren't throwing it in front of your face like, oh, did you hear? Like just let it be.
Yeah.
And there's no physical interaction between him and, like, the bloodline right now, aside from Paul Heyman 2 weeks ago. Just let it simmer. You know what I mean? Let it just. Yeah. And I think, listen, at the end of the day, I mean, I would love for him to work with Roman. Mm-hmm. I would also like him to beat Roman, and I just don't see that happening. So, unfortunately, we're going to.
I think we're heading towards a Survivor Series match with the Bloodline, the remainder of the Bloodline, Jimmy, Solo, Roman, versus Cena, Styles, and LA Knight. I think that's where we're headed. I think that's what we might be heading towards. And I hate every minute of it.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see Solo Sikoa beat John Cena at WrestleMania.
Solo Sikoa beat John Cena. I would love him to stick that Ugandan spike so far up John Cena's ass.
Did you call the Ugandan spike?
What is it called?
The Samoan spike?
The Samoan spike. Didn't Umaga call it the Ugandan? No, that was Kamala.
Kamala, Uganda. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so.
You're getting your monster heels with face paint mixed up.
Yeah. My brain is fried today. Speaking of Seth Rollins,
Excellent picture.
shall we get into the PWI top 500 that we did not make again this year?
Yeah. I believe I'm number 832.
Okay, so Seth Rollins was number 1. I think he deserves it.
I think Roman Reigns should be number 1, but
Seth Rollins had when was the last time Seth Rollins had a bad match? And he's had a lot of matches this year.
all right. But who's leading the charge in the industry right now?
So that's the thing. I don't know who ranks these people. Like, how do they rank them? Like, what's the ranking
Where's that
system?
MJF? Where's that MJF drop?
You fucking mark!
Yeah. That's who ranks it. That's who ranks it. People that have a magazine that are fans. Not that I don't want to say they're wrong. I mean, the list, like Vikingo is number 6, like or whatever it was, 5.
5, yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm just ignorant. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with him other than the stuff that he's done in AEW.
Yeah.
Which was
I think
okay.
he's like a TikTok sensation because of his moves.
It's you know what it is? It's all these people, including these probably editors, that pretend to know who this guy is, other than what you know what I mean. That they, like you said, they see on the internet. They see him do some cool move where he does a flip 7 times before he lands. Like it's cool looking. And then he showed up on AEW and he worked with Kenny Omega and
I can see him. I can see WWE going to pick him up.
Why? He can't talk.
I know, but you know,
Well,
stick him.
I don't want to say he can't. I've just never heard him speak. And he's.
Yeah.
I wonder if he if he's could speak English, which is in this company. He would struggle to get over in AEW too because it's AEW is a predominantly English-speaking audience. If you can't speak, they get over. Like, what are you going to do? Same thing with being WWE. Everybody likes to talk shit about WWE not pushing guys that can't speak English, but like, what do you like? How are we supposed to connect with these people other than the cool moves they do, which you see 3 times, and it's like, okay, what else do you got?
One of the best guys they pushed that didn't speak was Yokozuna.
Right, but he didn't need to.
He
said
speak.
Banzai. He had Jim Cornette speaking for him.
I love that.
And Mr. Fuji before that.
Yeah.
But it worked. Like the whole character worked. But that guy was a presence. Like, Yokozuna was a character. He didn't need to speak. The Kingo is an athlete.
Yeah.
There is no gimmick to him other than he does cool shit.
Is it Vikingo or Vikingo?
I think it's Vikingo.
I don't know. It's confusing.
But my point being, you'll have these people that rank these things as like, and again, I get it. They have to include them because you have to. Like, it's not just American wrestling. It's all over the place. But these people put him 5, pretending like they fucking know this guy.
And they put MJF behind him, which is bullshit.
Agreed.
MJF had the fucking best year of his fucking career this year.
He's been champion. I think
he should have been. I would not have been mad if Roman Reigns was number 1 and MJF was number 2. I would not have been mad.
I wouldn't have been mad at that either.
There you go.
I think MJF has had a really good year.
Yeah. But and I'm not saying that because we're both Long Island guys. I'm saying that because he fucking worked his ass off this year.
I just don't understand. You're not even a Long Island guy, bro. You live there now.
Sad, I know.
But MJ, how do you rank the current champion who's been a champion for a year now? Behind the guy that nobody knows?
Yeah. And it's not like he's like some paper champion. He's gotten over massively this year.
I don't know. I mean, I would. How does Moxley go above him?
I don't know, because death matches maybe. I don't know. Well, let's
go.
Think
the editors of this were like, you know what? Seth is number 1 somehow over Roman, but fine. Roman's number 2, and like, how could we make this really cool? oh, okay, we'll get the other Shield guy who hasn't won a world title and we'll make
Oh,
him
I didn't even
3.
wait. I didn't even realize that the Shield is the top 3.
Right. We'll make him 3, so we have like a cool little thing to promote.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, Roman Reigns should be 1, in my opinion. Again, he's the guy leading the industry. Whether he's there every week or not, he's the guy.
Yeah.
If you want to put Seth 2, he's had a really good year, fine, but I would put MJF 2.
Yeah.
Mox definitely be before Vikingo, but like I don't even know if he's in top 10.
Boxing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Daniel, I think Danielson's had a better year than him. I mean, I can't even put Omega. Omega's kind of just been like up and down. LA Knight, he's gotten hot.
What
I
number
think
is LA
Dom
Knight?
Mysterio's had a better year than John
Vikingo. Let's rattle off the top 10 so people know what the hell we're talking about. So if you haven't read the PWI top 500 list, we're gonna give you the top 10. So coming in at number 1 is Seth Rollins, number 2 Roman Reigns, number 3 Jon Moxley, 4 Gunther,
Okay.
number 5 Vikingo, the AAA sensation, number 6 MJF, bullshit. Number 7
at so far.
Yeah, number
I would even
7.
put MJF above Gunther, but like, you know what? I can deal with Gunther at 4.
Yeah, Gunther has had every single match Gunther's put out has been a banger.
Right.
Okada number 7, Cassidy.
I don't know enough.
Cassidy number 8.
I could deal with that. He's had a really good year.
Yeah, I could too, but I also wouldn't have been mad if he would have been number 11. Josh Alexander.
So the
I
main
kind of
event-
like it.
I like him a lot. But he's the
kinda
main event
like it.
guy in Impact Wrestling, which who watches that?
Exactly. And Cody Rhodes, number 10.
I guess because he's only been back since the Rumble. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and he had a couple matches with Brock, and they weren't 5-star matches. And listen, I don't.
I put Cody
list.
before Moxley. I put who was number 8 guy? Okada.
No, 8 was Cassidy. 7 was Okada.
I think Cassidy definitely before Mox.
Really?
What has Mox done all year?
He got like a bunch of skewers stuck in his head a couple times, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong, and I am not opposed to that stuff. I have no problem with it. But he was in a feud with Hangman Page while it was good, very repetitive. And then it went into the feud with the Elite, which was good, but it was very repetitive. Then he's been doing something with like the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy, which was
Do you think
good, but it's been like okay. I wouldn't say good. I'd say it's been okay. I don't know.
It's weird, man. Do you think the PWI people are those like the same people that like get mad if you talk bad about AEW? I think we're onto something here.
I don't know who. I think I've seen people. I'll tell you what. They're a typical wrestling fan that if you criticize their rankings, they will.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna send us.
They'll be
death
upset
threats.
with you.
Yeah, whatever.
Like if they catch wind of what we're doing now, they're gonna be very upset with us.
Yeah, it's okay. They never put us on the list anyway because we suck. But yeah, I'm okay with Seth being number 1. Roman number 2 is fine. Either way, both of those. I think Roman did a lot of character development for other people this year, and I think maybe that's why they put him at number 2. Like he helped a lot of guys get over this year.
Right, but my whole thing is, what is wrestling? Wrestling is a business, right?
Yes.
Who is the wrestling businessman? Who's leading the charge?
Well, if that's the case, WWE Champion is going to be the number 1 for the next 5 years.
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins have been on the same card a handful of times this year. Mm-hmm. Where are they placed?
Top of the card.
Even with Roman Reigns, I mean, Ramen noodles.
I love Roman Reigns.
Yeah, even with Seth Rollins as a world champion, where is he? If they're on the same card, where are they putting Rollins and where are they putting Roman? Roman is the main event. Rollins is semi, maybe mid.
That's very true. Yeah, Roman is the main event.
Right.
Always.
That's what I'm saying. And there's nothing against Rollins. I think Rollins is on the run of a lifetime right now, at least for his lifetime, for sure.
They got to be going like off of the matches. Like they have to be like dissecting matches. I'm assuming.
Well, I think one of the rankings is for some reason they count win-loss records, even though it's
in wrestling.
Yeah, it's
Oh boy.
So that might be why Roman Reigns, because he probably has only like 7 matches this year. So that might be why he's not closer. I guess not number 1, but
no.
I think if I'm looking in terms of people that run the industry, it's him, and then I would say Max, and then Seth.
Yeah.
John Moxley, maybe top 20, maybe. Just because he's a main event guy. He's like a stalwart main eventer.
MJF should have been top 3, okay? PWI editors. MJF should have been number 3, and I don't even like AEW that much. And
You're lagging again.
Oh, am I doing the robot? Can you see it?
Yeah.
We're good? Are we back in business?
A little bit better.
So, now, getting into our next topic of this evening.
You're lagging again. I can't. It's bothering me so much.
Yeah? Hold on. Let me see something here.
Yes.
So we got next topic is Jade Cargill headed to WWE. Sal,
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
I think this is going to be a great move for her. I think because she's like naturally like she's green as fuck, right? But she's like very naturally good. So I think her hopefully going to NXT to not only train more but to wrestle more often is going to be really good for her. And she just strikes me as a more WWE type anyway than AEW. Like she, you know what I mean? She's not a flashy spot fest person, you know what I mean? She's just gonna, she's got the WWE vibe to her. So
I like her.
Me too.
She's not great in the ring. She's got a good look.
She could be.
Got a good attitude. I think she could also be really good too. Get her under the let Bianca Belair put her under the wing, because to me, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair are probably Rhea Ripley also is in there. Becky, I'm talking pure like athleticism. I don't know if Becky's super athletic. She's really good at what she does, but when it comes to like athleticism, I think Charlotte and Bianca are like top 2.
Like I think
Jade Cargill's very athletic.
Right.
So
But I think Bianca Belair was like a fucking D1 athlete, so that's not even fair. But you know what? I would put her in NXT for a year, let her dominate down there for a little while. Hone some skills, wrestle more than once every 3 weeks like she was in AEW.
Yeah.
And she'll get a lot better. That's just it. I don't really have. I think she has a good character, good look. I think she'll be fine. And they're going to give her plenty of opportunity because, look at her. She's built like an Amazonian, kind of like Rhea Ripley. Like she's like she's pretty big, like pretty jacked chick.
She's jacked, yeah.
Right. I think they're going to give her plenty of opportunity, and I think she'll do just fine with the opportunity.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I think she needs to hone her skills in a little more, and just because she's still very green.
Yeah.
You see certain things. I remember I was at the show last year. She wrestled Nyla Rose, and Nyla Rose's finish is like she kind of throws somebody on so their stomach is on the top rope, and she goes for a leg drop off the top.
Yeah.
And while she does the move to Jade's sitting there waiting, she's got her stomach, and she's fixing her hair and fixing her gear as she's waiting to get the finish. It's stuff like that. She's got to. I remember Joel used to tell me that very early. I remember I would be playing with my hair while I was trying to sell, and he would yell at me not to do that, or fixing my gear.
Yeah, I remember one time I fixed my shirt, and he was like, "Don't fucking fix your shirt while you're down.
Right.
You're supposed to be hurt.
Yeah.
Don't worry about show everybody the belly."
So,
I love that.
but I think she's gonna do fine there.
I think she's gonna do fine, but this now this begs the $1 million question. AEW and WWE. All right, let's play a little game. Who would you like to see switch companies? Now,
All right.
I have a couple in mind, and I have a couple that I think are actually going to happen sooner rather than later.
Okay.
I think that WWE has a shit ton of money right now, and money talks, and AEW All In kind of pissed them off, and they're coming for blood. I think within the next few years, AEW loses unless they could put up mad money. I think AEW loses Chris Jericho, John Moxley in the next couple of years. That's my guesses here. Now from AEW to WWE to AEW, maybe Edge. I know they just said that, the last negotiations they had, they were really far apart on a number. So maybe Edge. I don't really, nobody I really care about so much. I wouldn't care if Santos Escobar went to AEW.
As far as who I'd like to see go from AEW to WWE, it's not going to happen, but I would like to see Kenny Omega, what he could do there.
Yeah.
I know it's just a gimmick with MJF, like the whole 2024 thing, but I would like to see what he could do in WWE.
I think MJF has to go to WWE at some point. He has to.
Yeah.
That's the only way this kid's going to feel like he actually made it.
And I really can't think of too many more guys. I mean, I would have liked to have seen Adam Cole in WWE, but as far as WWE to AEW, I think Finn Balor would do really well there.
Yeah, I think so
Kevin
too.
Owens would do really well there. Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
I think who else? Gunther would do really good there.
Yeah, I think Gunther would do good there, but I just don't know. I think
he'll be better off in WWE because I think they go over there. It's like he is such a good character. He's a bigger guy. The AEW doesn't know what to do with characters, especially big guys. Look what Big Bill, Brian Cage. These guys losing left and right.
Yeah.
But I think somebody like Kevin Owens would do really well there. Who else? Who else would do well there? The Usos. Imagine seeing Usos against the Bucks. That would be fun.
That would be fun too. And I think.
Imagine Joe Anoa'i shows up at AEW fucking Double or Nothing next year.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't picture that at all.
What about The Rock?
Yeah,
what do you do with The Rock?
The Rock would probably. They probably couldn't even afford The Rock at this point.
Tony Khan shits out billions of dollars. He could afford them. Whether The Rock would go or not.
Yeah, probably not. Rock is like a lifer. He's like The Undertaker.
Yeah, he's going to go back to wrestling. He's going to go to the biggest place.
Yeah, and WWE undoubtedly is the biggest place. And
he couldn't even be The Rock in the AEW. So
he would have to be Dwayne Johnson.
Right.
Maybe he would be the Pebble. It all comes full circle. So
Cliff Cage.
Cliff Cage. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any of these WWE guys go. Maybe the mid carders. You know what I mean? The mid card guys.
I look at it this way: if Finn Balor's contract is coming up, and maybe WWE's not giving him a number that he wants, he's friends with the guys over there. Same thing with a Kevin Owens and the Sami Zayn,
or an AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, yeah, they're friends with these guys.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that they're going to give them, they can get them, the most astronomical contract they've ever seen in their life, but it definitely gives them, a place to go if they're not happy with whatever WWE's offering.
Do you think these guys go to AEW and they say to themselves, I'm going to elevate this company, or they go there saying, shit, they just paid me more than WWE was going to give me. I'm gonna do the best I can and see what happens.
I think they would go there with the intention to help elevate the company for sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm sure if the WWE offered them more money, they're probably going to stay in the WWE.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they're like jumping
So,
ship just because. I mean, maybe CM
right.
Punk did in the beginning. Because he felt like, oh, this is the way a company should be ran.
Yeah, but you got to think AEW.
He
like,
was wrong.
3 years ago, they were like looked at as like the new hip thing, and like I got to be a part of that. I don't think they're viewed like that anymore.
I think they're starting to look more and more, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, and I don't give a fuck. I think they're starting to look a little more and more like WCW these days.
Yeah, it's I think they got to cultivate some storylines that are like interesting, and because again, a couple of years ago when it was like the cool new thing they could afford with it, they could afford their storylines being like lackluster, right? Like people look at them like it's an alternative, it's new, give them a break. What 5 years into this or 4 years into this, like they need to, they need storylines. It's just not, and they need good ones, not John Moxley versus some random guy for the 77th week in a row, or the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club, just whatever they were doing for 3 months. No, it's just not. That's not going to cut it. They need something that's going to, like, the MJF thing is good, but I think they need to pull the trigger with whatever they're going to do with Adam Cole and him now. Like, if they're going to do something, they got to do it soon.
Yeah.
It's starting to get to the point of, all right, like, you know what I mean? Like, let's turn Adam Cole already. Like,
and I think it always comes down to the same thing. Now, again, I've never been backstage at AEW, so I don't know how maybe we could find someone that knows a bit more about this. But it just seems to me like the wrestlers are calling the shots, and they don't have enough veteran guys there to be like, hey, try it like this. You'll get a better payoff, or do it like this, advance the storyline a little more. To me, it's very indie fed, and I get it. That's cool.
That's what they're going for, I think, which is weird.
But you're not gonna beat WWE in the ratings doing that.
I think they have a lot of guys that could help, but I also don't. It seems like the guys like the younger. I don't want to say younger, but maybe the guys that don't have like WWE type experience, or whatever, they just American TV experience. I guess they don't have. It's like they don't listen. They don't want to know. They don't want advice.
Yeah,
they know. But it's like these guys know how to get over in like a place where it's like focused strictly on wrestling, and that's well and good and all. But like when you're trying to run a mainstream company in North America, it's not just wrestling.
Yeah.
You could say that that's what you want to focus on. If that's what you want to focus on, fine. But you still got to have some peak interest of people are going to want to come to your show. Again, in the beginning it was easy because people was new. People were going to show up to support it. But after you've been to Newark, New Jersey 6 times, like you're going to need to do a little something different for me to be able to want to go.
Yeah, and that actually brings us perfectly into our next topic. AEW, since All In, has been struggling with ticket sales. So,
I want to see what their ticket sales were like before All In too, because I can't imagine it was much better. They did All In halfway across the globe in a market they've never been. Of course they're going to sell, and they made it seem like a really important thing, which it was. So of course they're going to sell that out, and that's going to do really well. I want to see what their ticket sales were like leading up to All In. I think they've been struggling ticket sales wise, at least around here.
According to WrestleTix, who's on Twitter, for Grand Slam, the current setup is for 11,638 tickets, and they still have 4,610 tickets available. And they're running a BOGO promotion. Buy one, get one free on tickets in certain sections. That, I don't know. I don't even, like, it's, to me, it's, when do you wake up and say, okay, we have to do something different? Listen, one of the smartest guys I know told me, he said, if you want to be great at something, you find the guy in your niche that's top dog, and you fucking copy his business model and make it your own at the same time. Because if that guy's pumping stuff out and he's successful, you could pump out very similar things and see a lot of success from it. I think AEW was really cool because it was like, hey, we're the alternative to the big corporate company that is WWE. Vince McMahon was also very involved when AEW came to fruition. Am I right about that, timeline-wise? Vince was still very much a part of WWE?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was these young guys. The young owner brings in some veterans, and it looks really promising. Excuse me, I just burped up so much salami.
I've been yawning the whole time.
It's okay. Well, listen, we fucking work. We have kids, we work, and we're giving entertainment for you guys. You got to just give us a break here. We love you. That's how much we love you. But yeah, I think it was really cool at first. Now it's like, okay, you guys been out for 4 years. You guys got to start giving us something. Like, start producing more than just a super kick fest or a Canadian destroyer fest.
But here's the thing, I think they could do that. That'd be fine. That's like their thing. But like, you got to have characters, and you have to have engaging characters and engaging storylines. Mm-hmm. Like Orange Cassidy, I like him a lot. That's a character right there.
I like Christian's character a lot.
Christian's great. He's doing great. I hate Jack Perry. I think he bores the shit. I mean, I don't know where he is now. He's suspended. Probably.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back.
He'll be back. They already got rid of the big bad wolf. He'll be back eventually.
Maybe, yeah.
He's got enough people there that are like friends of his that are in high ranking positions. He'll be back. But like, why is Kenny Omega not pushed to the moon? He's awesome. Yeah. Why is he not your top babyface, or at least in that mix? Why, you know what I mean? Like John Moxley he's good. Why is he not doing more? Like in the main event, why is Danielson? I mean, I like what Danielson's doing right now, but still, you know, there's things that could be done, and it's storyline. I just want to see like good, compelling TV, and then because their pay-per-views, the payoffs are always great. They always have stellar pay-per-view matches. Like, it's great. I want to see. I want to feel more compelled to tune in weekly to see what's going to happen going forward. You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Swerve and Hangman. That's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward.
I like
to
this
MJF,
little side program they got going right now.
MJF Samoa Joe. I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be fun. Yes.
That's going to be really fun too. But it all comes down to, it's fun, but is it okay? Let's cut to the chase. The Rock's return got over 100 million views in 24 hours. 100 million people looked at WWE's product. AEW will not come anywhere near that for a long time. But they have to. Yes, but what I'm saying is, my point is, they have to start focusing on everyone, not just the indie wrestling fans that really love indie wrestling. They have to start catering to everyone, and they will. I feel like that will help them get more views.
I agree. They need to broaden their fan base, or at least what they're trying to appeal to.
Yeah, because you got a guy like The Rock who's known everywhere and globally.
Right. I don't think they're going to, though. I think they're very much okay. Because, again, don't forget now that they are making money, at least like with rights deals, and Turner is happy with them. So, you know, who cares if they're playing in front of a half fucking filled arena, not less than half filled arena. when you can make it look good for TV and people that are there having fun and the people that are paying you to put on these shows are okay with it.
Yeah, you know what? What I think Tony Khan cares about that. I think there was an article that I read. That at some event he was like going after videos of fan footage showing the empty arenas. I think he was like trying to get videos taken down because he didn't want that.
What a loser.
Listen, I feel for AEW. I feel for AEW. I feel for them. I was really excited when they first came out. They still put on great stuff. Weekly episodic television. They have too many shows. Not enough stories. Not enough writers. It's boring. Shit's boring.
I don't think there is writers.
The wrestlers are the writers, and I think that's the problem. Get a fucking Freddie Prinze Jr.
I don't think that's
in
a
there
good thing either. I think you need to have some, like, a couple of guys that and not guys that, bring in, like, I don't know, who could you bring in that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but bring in some people.
Brett the Hitman Hart.
No, God, no. I love Brett, but I don't think he's a storyline guy. If you want to have him come in and produce matches and agent matches, fine.
Yeah.
As far as stories, no. But bring in some guys like is Jake Roberts contributing to the creative? I'm gonna venture and say no, but he should be.
Yeah, he should be. But are these young guys gonna fucking listen to him?
No, and that's on the boss to tell them this is what we're doing tonight.
Yeah.
You know what? This is what we're doing. If you have a certain idea of like how you can make this particular idea better, I'm all for it. But this is where we're going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you go into business for yourself on live TV and do whatever you want to do, you're not CM Punk. We're not giving you a second chance. You can get out of here now.
I think you hit the nail right on the head with what you just said. 100%. They need to be bringing these guys in to agent them, and they need, the production value's there. They have to get people in there to agent them and to tell them, I'm gonna steal a line from Roman Reigns. They have to bring somebody in there to let these guys know that they're cooking steaks and not cooking hamburgers. Okay? Because every single week we see 1 million Canadian destroyers and 15 million springboard cutters and 35 super kicks. Tell a story. Tell a frickin' story. I don't want to talk about AEW anymore. It makes me sick. No, I'm just kidding.
What's next on the docket?
Sal, we've been talking for an hour already.
Oh, wow.
You know what that means?
What does that mean?
That means it's time to get into the clip of the week.
Oh, yes.
Now, I wrote a song, which my clip of the week intro will be debuting next week. So make sure you guys look out for that. You're gonna love it. I wrote it myself with the help of Chat GTP.
You've been going to that thing religiously lately.
It really helps me not have to think, because that's my biggest problem. When I think, my brain hurts. So the clip of the week. Are you ready for the clip of the week?
I am.
Roll the tapes. I love his outfit.
Yeah, it looks like Global Guts. You ever watch that show when you were a kid?
Yeah. What a great... Listen, that was an awesome move.
You know what's funny? You played this a minute after talking shit about people doing Canadian destroyers.
No, but that was cool because he didn't do 13 in a row. Very innovative. Go follow this guy on Instagram. I_am_base god. Charlie Santo. Gringo Loco. Very cool.
That was a sick move, though.
So shout out to you.
I hope that guy didn't kick out either. I hope that guy did not kick out.
He no-sold it, and he stood up and hit him with a super kick airplane into a small package driver.
Nah, that was cool though. That was a cool fucking.
Yeah, it was a cool move.
Especially off the guy's shoulders. That's gotta be terrifying for everybody involved.
I love it. Innovation. Yeah, so shout out to Gringo Loco. I think... Sal, do you have the time? Do you know what time it is?
I don't.
It's time for Hot Tag Trivia.
I was about to give you like the real time if I could find it too. So far I'm 5 for 5.
I'm not even keeping score anymore. You've gotten so many right.
I don't think I've got one wrong yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Tag Trivia. I am your host, Billy. This is my lovely contestant, Sal. This is a game show that we host every week where we put 60 seconds on the clock. I ask Sal a bunch of questions and give him random facts, and he has to guess which wrestler I am talking about. Now, Sal is currently undefeated, and now that could just be he's really smart, or I'm really shitty at picking questions. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's really smart because he does have a lot of wrestling knowledge. But Sal, this week, I tried really hard. Let me pull up the old questionnaire. Where are you, you miserable?
If you're getting questions from Chad TP or whatever that is?
Chat GTP?
Chat
I'm
GTP?
not getting my questions from them because they're biased against WWE. Elon Musk. Miserable man. Okay. Are you ready, Sal?
I am.
Let's hold on one second here. Okay. Let's get 60 seconds on the clock. And let's go. Okay. This man was born June 16th, 1959 from Crossfordsville, Indiana resident. Passed away in 2014. One of his ring names, he was part of a tag team called the Blade Runners.
The Ultimate Warrior. He was on the tip of my brain after you said he passed away in 2014. I was thinking of wrestlers that passed away in 2014. And
Why do you know that? Why do you know that? I can't even
He died
remember.
the night after WrestleMania or whatever.
I make overnight oats every morning, and I still can't remember what ingredients to put in it. And you remember shit like that. You're just... All right. Listen, I think next week we're gonna have to switch it up. Next week we're going female wrestlers.
Oh, well, now you just gave me half the answer right there.
No, listen. You never know. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for playing Hot Tag Trivia. Well, thank you, Sal, for playing Hot Tag Trivia. If you guys have any questions or any wrestlers that you would like me to try to stump Sal on, please let us know. Hit us in the DMs. 6-0. We got to get this guy.
I'm like the Jade Cargill of Hot Tag Trivia. Undefeated.
You know something? I think maybe next week you ask me questions.
Okay.
I want to feel smart too, Sal.
If you want to go that route, we could do that.
No, probably not. You're gonna. I don't know. You're gonna list off a whole thing, and I'm gonna guess Bill Cosby.
You would never get the one. I guarantee you wouldn't get the one that I did.
Probably not. We'll do it one week. 1 week when I can study. I think this was a great show. Tonight, I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching us. Sal?
Yep.
It is past my bedtime, and I'm very interested to see what happens this week in wrestling, and make sure you guys check us out on social media. We will be posting. We'll be doing some live tweeting during some of the shows. Hit that QR code in the center there takes you to every social media platform that we're on.
What do you think this week's CM Punk news will be? Because you know there's going to be something coming out.
I think that he's gonna hide under the ring at a WWE event, but forget to come out. That's gonna be the news.
I wonder if that's ever happened.
I don't know. It's funny though. Like I just fell asleep.
That's had to have happened at some point.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. It's always a pleasure. Make sure you guys share us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, Sal, how's that tagline go?
Keep it tight.
Keep it tight.